So I was listening to a podcast this week, Lenny's podcast, the guy that does Lenny's newsletter. It's a product management podcast, and he was interviewing Hari Srinivasan, who's a VP of product at LinkedIn. They had quite an interesting discussion about the role that LinkedIn played during the COVID pandemic. So March 2020, suddenly loads of people working in hospitality are unemployed, and LinkedIn saw this spike in unemployment for people who had those roles. It won't come as a surprise to anyone. But at the same time, there was this massive peak in job roles available in customer service, which recruiters were struggling to fill. And so you would expect that this would kind of naturally rebalance, that those that lost their jobs in hospitality would maybe move into customer service roles. But this took longer than you would expect. And at LinkedIn, it triggered a discussion about how people are connected with opportunity. This is like the LinkedIn mission, is we connect people with opportunity. Until that time, basically you were offered job ads based on job titles that you'd had in the past, so like similar roles in the same industry. And they made a big push instead for skills-based hiring, which would be like, well, you're good at dealing with customers, you're good at problem solving, you're good at communicating, whatever it is. Maybe you are interested in this job that requires those skills, but it's actually in an industry that you have no experience of at all. What interested me about it was Hari kind of downplayed the impact that this has to an extent, saying, yes, LinkedIn tweaked their algorithm to do this sort of skills-based hiring thing, but it wouldn't have worked if there wasn't a demand for it. I think you could also argue that LinkedIn had this enormous impact on the shape of the economy, and small changes to their algorithm, if they affect enough people's jobs, really start to reshape the world that we live in a way. That might be hyperbolic. I suggest you listen to the podcast to make up your own mind. I do think that LinkedIn has an enormous role to play in the way that we are connected with opportunity, and that's just one example. So check it out, hope you enjoy it, and that was interesting.